As for the Islamic State and its history, I have studied various forms of Islamism, so the idea that Islam is not just a religion but also a political ideology, for a number of years. And one of the things that ties many Islamists together is the idea that an Islamic State should be founded, or a caliphate even, which harks back to the idea of the caliphate that existed from 632, the death of the Prophet Muhammad according to Islamic tradition, until 1923, when the caliphate was abolished by Kemal Atatürk, the first president of the current Republic of Turkey. So that idea of re-establishing an Islamic State or a caliphate has long been the dream of many Islamic movements, from the Muslim Brotherhood, which was founded in 1928 in Egypt by a man called Hassan al-Banna, to Osama bin Laden, who was the leader of Al-Qaeda several years ago, and now Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of the Islamic State. The difference between these Islamist movements are various, and there are many ideological, organizational, structural differences between these movements and groups and organizations. But the most important difference with respect to establishing an Islamic State, or indeed a caliphate, is of course that the Islamic State, IS, has actually achieved its dream and has established a caliphate in Syria and in Iraq. Now, the immediate history of this group is that it started in 1999 when it was founded by Abu Mus'ab al-Zarqawi, the leader of a group called ʻaɪsᵻl wal Jihad, which he founded after he had been released from prison in Jordan. And this man started this group in Iraq, which eventually turned into Al-Qaeda in Iraq. It became the Iraqi branch of Al-Qaeda, and eventually turned into the Islamic State in Iraq, and later the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. And on the 29th of June, last year, it was announced as the Islamic State. Now, the fact that the Islamic State, IS, does not have any geographical qualifications anymore, doesn't say in Iraq or in Syria or any other state, does not just suggest that it is not limited to those two states, but it also suggests that it's a global project, in the sense that it really strives to be exactly that type of caliphate that once existed, a state and a political form that seeks to serve all Muslims all over the world. And it is not for nothing that the leader of the Islamic State, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, on the 29th of June last year, called upon Muslims all across the world to join him in his project. And that is exactly the idea that he seeks to achieve, that there is not just a territorial component to this group, that it is actually a state with taxes and with land and with everything that a state entails, but also that it invites all people to come to that state and join that project. And the idea of having achieved this dream, which is something that all Islamic movements strive for, is one of the reasons I believe that the Islamic State is so popular among some Muslim youngsters nowadays.